It is not you who have chosen me. It is I who have chosen you.
We are not here by accident. We have a vital role in God's eternal plan. We have a job that no one else can do. We step fearlessly upon the field of battle, a special mission to build up the kingdom of God, and we must not be afraid.
For once, there was a time when noble heroes gave their very lives to serve God. They were trained warriors with inspired missions and destinies. They were holy knights appointed to fight in the ultimate battle, the battle between good and evil.
We are the knights dedicated to Christ and His Holy Mother. We are the Knights of St. Michael. Never before in the history of the world has God been so disregarded. We live in an age when the spiritual battle is well advanced, and the forces of evil are entrenched in every aspect of our society. As this battle rages around us, the very foundation of our society shakes as mankind has forgotten the laws of God. To that end, we, the Knights of St. Michael, have found ourselves compelled to choose a side, fighting for God beneath His first defender. But who is St. Michael, and what is his story? Is it possible that an angel could be the greatest ally you have ever known? Is it possible this guardian of paradise holds the secret to perfect happiness in both this world and the next? Yes, it is. In these epic times, God's defender stands as a beacon of truth as the enemy's lies darken the spiritual battleground. Today is a great day, because on this day you will discover one of the most amazing and powerful creatures God has ever made, St. Michael the Archangel.
We are His knights. Our mission is to courageously follow Him into battle as we face the evils of our age. We, the Knights of St. Michael, stand united in the shadow of the mightiest warrior in the entire universe.
So come with us now as we rediscover the greatest warrior of all time.
I want to take you on a journey. I want to take you back millions of years, long before God created the universe. In this place, only God existed. God had no beginning and was always there. Before God created the universe, He made a plan. God decided that His own Son should become a man. This God-man would be named Jesus. He would be God's perfect gift to the world. The next thought in the mind of God was to create a mother for His Son. God created a perfect woman. He created His mother so wonderful. Someday she would reign as queen of all other creatures. Her name would be Mary. Jesus was the King of Heaven, and Mary would be the queen. Then God decided to create a place of great splendor for his son to reign. We know this place as heaven and earth. On earth, there would be great fish in the ocean, beautiful flowers, wild animals, and countless people. In heaven, there would be powerful and glorious angels, beings similar to himself. He made millions of angels, and each one had its own beauty and talents. Each one was different. Some angels were special in little ways, while others were very powerful. One angel was the biggest of all, and was by far the greatest. His name was Lucifer. When God showed his glorious vision to the angels, the good angels bowed down in adoration to the King and Queen of heaven. All of the good angels delighted in God's plan, except Lucifer, who was outraged. He would not give homage to the image of these human creatures, the new King and Queen of heaven. He would not serve or adore any creature he thought was less in dignity than himself. Lucifer stood up against God and proudly said,
"I will not serve you."
He then convinced a multitude of heavenly angels to follow him. But when so many angels were saying no to God, there was one voice. A little archangel named Michael stepped forward and shouted with all his might,
"Who is like God? Servo! I will serve him."
It happened all at once. In one moment, God tested all the angels. Every angel was given only one chance to decide, to love and serve God, or to love and serve themselves. Countless good angels joined in Michael's shout like soldiers on a battlefield. At that moment, God showed the angels how strong he really was. He gave his great power to the Archangel Michael, and Michael battled with all the rebellious angels and threw them out of heaven and into the darkness of the underworld. Lucifer responded with horrible blasphemies against God and his plan. Lucifer spoke to God, saying,
"This woman, which you look upon with so much love, I will injure and destroy. I will do all that is within my power to destroy the one I will not serve. I will throw her down from her place as the Queen of Heaven and angels. This plan which you have created will come to nothing."
Lucifer's promise made God so angry. He responded, saying,
"I will put hatred between you and the woman, between your children and her children. She will crush your head, and you will lie in wait for her heel."
Then Lucifer, mocking God, said he would destroy the entire human race. This great battle still goes on today. It is the war bigger than all the others. St. Michael and his good angels have been fighting to defend our Mother Mary and all God's children from the evils and blasphemies that are directed at them by Satan. But even in the midst of this great battle, there is one thing we know for sure. One day, God's mother and her children will triumph.
Welcome to WARN World News. Reporting today from St. Michael's Tower, I'm Matthew Rudolph.
And I'm Mary LaHood. Our top story, Pope's vision speaks to us today.
On October 13th, 1884, Pope Leo XIII had just completed the celebration of Mass in the Vatican. standing at the foot of the altar, he suddenly turned ashen white and collapsed.
At that moment, he was given a terrible vision of the future of the Catholic Church, one so overpowering that it stopped his heart and he lost consciousness. Physicians were about to pronounce him dead, for he had no trace of a pulse.
But the Holy Father slowly regained consciousness and exclaimed, "Oh, what a horrible picture I was permitted to see. I saw the future activities of Lucifer and his devils in all the countries of the world, and I beheld their evil mockery as they blasphemed the Holy Eucharist."
The devils silenced the voices of priests and bishops. They imprisoned the Pope. Convents and monasteries were emptied of vocations. Pope Leo heard the evil voice of Satan boasting to God, saying, "I can destroy your church in 100 years.
The Pope was filled with terror for the devastated world. All seemed lost. Yet, in the midst of this horror, he beheld the victorious vision of the Archangel Michael, who cast Satan and his legions back into the abyss of hell. St. Michael the Archangel then stood alone, triumphant and glorious.
The Pope was overwhelmed by the destruction of moral and religious values, yet in awe of the tremendous power of St. Michael. It was then that Pope Leo XIII composed a powerful prayer in honor of the Archangel warrior.
He asked that all faithful Catholics recite this battle prayer after Mass, begging the great Archangel to come to our aid and assist the Church.
This prayer is a powerful petition rising to heaven, and we have no doubt the great Archangel does come to our aid. St. Michael will never fail to give us assistance if we confidently ask him to do so. Signing off for WARN World News, I'm Mary LaHood.
And I'm Matthew Rudolph. Thanks for praying.
Everyone, it's time for Common Sense, broadcasting to you from St. Michael's Tower. We're here to discuss life's difficult issues, guiding people through everyday situations with a little common sense. Today, help me welcome Dr. Crystal Spectrum, DSC. In her work as a doctor of spiritual communication, she guides ordinary people to discover their inner selves.
If that sounds complicated, all you out there in TV land, don't you worry. Without a doubt, you have the ability to achieve miracles. Every one of you is an untapped source of wisdom, and here's the secret. Deep inside each and every one of you, there is a God trying to reveal itself.
Your perspective seems a bit confused. Well, unless you're referring to the Holy Spirit, who lives within every soul. Well, as long as they're in the state of grace.
Sunbeam sparkles. Where is your cosmic awareness? That's not what I'm talking about. You're talking about a God out there. I'm talking about one in here. There is a God inside each one of us, and all we have to do is find it.
So, Doctor, when you talk about finding God, you're not talking about the Eucharist or praying?
Oh, no. Let me explain. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself walking down a long corridor. At the end of the corridor, you walk into a mysterious room. On one wall is a large mirror and 2 lit candles. You smell the scent of incense as you position yourself in front of the mirror. Focusing on your reflection, you meditate and center your mind on the only thing you see, yourself. This vision is a living, breathing, heightened spiritual awareness. And what do you see in the depth of your being? God!
I think I can see it now. I think I can really see it. God lives in the mirror.
Sunbeam sparkles. Let me finish. Elevated awareness takes patience. Only you can truly understand you. Your reflection understands exactly who you are. Look no further than yourself. Just keep chanting, who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
You know, I must admit, I'm definitely not getting this.
The one in the mirror knew you would say that. The one in the mirror speaks to you and knows everything about you. The one knows the deepest center of your being. The one reflects your past and your future. Look in the mirror and see all your power. The one in the mirror is God.
Dr. Spectrum, it's time for common sense. This is starting to sound vaguely familiar. I think I've heard it before. But where? Oh yes, I've got it. Here in Genesis 3:5. Here it is. The devil said to Eve, while he was trying to tempt her to eat the apple, "Your eyes will be opened and you will be as gods." I guess your New World therapy is a very old idea. At least since the time of Adam and Eve.
Oh, no, Miss Liz. My spiritual communication is new. I have been enlightened. I've devoted my life to this study. Don't you understand? We are all gods.
New? I don't think so. This is the oldest lie in creation. The words, "I will be like God," echo again and again. Those were the words of Lucifer. God threw him out of heaven. They were repeated by Adam and Eve, and God threw them out of paradise. If those are your words, I should give you a fair warning. You're in for one rough landing.
Hello, Mr. Positive. I've been cruising around the Legion of Doom, checking things out, and I realized something. There must be billions of us bad angels out there, and I am blown away by the talent.
That's right. Every strength, every ability, and all knowledge. We are impressive, aren't we?
Is there anything we're not good at? Is there anything we can't do?
That's a good question. You know that we can't create new life.
Oh, I know that, but we don't want to create new life. We leave that work to the lowly humans. Is there anything else we can't do?
There is one, and only one thing we will never be good at: humility. When you were created as an angel, you were given the most amazing gifts. A brilliant mind, capable of reasoning far beyond the intellect of the most intelligent human being. And your perceptive eyes, capable of seeing the most subtle expression of your human prey, as if to anticipate their every move before they can even make it. And need I mention how beautiful you are? As with every other angel, you are your very own species, absolutely individual in every way. There is no other creature in the entire universe like you.
That makes me sound pretty good. But you said I can't be good at humility. That's the first time you have ever told me I could not be good at something.
Indeed. Then let me rephrase. The virtue of pride is strong within you. And that virtue is insurmountably greater than the weak and pathetic vice they call humility. We have no need to grovel on our knees. No one and no God will hold us down. We do what we want, when we want. Even if we don't see what they see.
But do you ever think that someday that we might want to see what it's like on the other side?
No. We made that decision a long time ago, and there's no turning back for us.
But even if we could turn back, we wouldn't. Would we, Mr. Positive?
We don't talk about that. Heaven is the one thing we just don't talk about.
We are always optimistic. Our Aren't we, Mr. Positive?
Always optimistic. And you are one smart, bad angel.
Welcome to St. Michael's Royal Court. Our mission? To explain, defend, and faithfully live our Catholic faith. The Knights have been investigating new tactics of warfare and are discovering how to best defeat the enemy. We are here to report back to the Royal Court.
We get to talk about St. Michael.
Hear ye, hear ye. The Royal Court is now in session.
Warriors of the Royal Court, the devil has unleashed a full-scale attack, waging war, an open revolt against God and his followers, while immorality is spreading. The cry of Lucifer, "I will be like God," is everywhere. And here we are, puffed up with our modern scientific discoveries and progress, proudly rejecting God's laws.
From everything I've been checking out, it sounds like you're right.
Yeah.
I spent some time on this too, trying to put my finger on exactly what's happening here. I've been trying to find the central issue in this tragedy, and I think I found it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the problem and the solution all within seconds. Excellent.
It's amazing.
Tell us, because it all seems pretty hopeless.
Well, the situation is grave, but it's not hopeless. We just have to take a step back and look at the big picture.
John Paul, there's no simple answer here. We're in trouble. Do you think you have an easy solution?
Yes. At the dawn of the universe, God created the angels and gave them a free will. God said, "Obey me." And Satan and his demons said, "No, we will not obey you." And there it is, pride.
Yeah.
They were too proud to obey him. They wanted to be like God and make their own rules. Pride. On the other hand, we have St. Michael and his angels who said, "Yes, we will obey you." There it is, humility. They were humble enough to obey God. They did not want to make their own rules. Humility.
Right.
Now let's fast forward to our first parents, Adam and Eve.
Right.
They had a free will also, and God said, "Obey me." Our first parents replied, "No, we will not obey you." There it is, pride again. They wanted to be like God and make rules themselves. So then Jesus came into the world to save us from this original sin. God said to Jesus, "Obey me." And Jesus said, "Yes, I will obey you." Jesus humbly obeyed his Father, even to the point of being crucified on the cross.
Wow.
That's humility.
Yeah.
And here we are, and this is where it gets really interesting. We have a free will and the exact same choice, pride or humility.
Wow.
To obey God or to not obey God. It's that simple. God has rules, we all know them, and we know what he wants us to do. And we can answer with pride, "No, I will not obey you." Or with humility, "Yes, I will obey you." God is asking us the exact same question that he asked the angels, our parents, and Jesus.
You're right. It is simple. Can you hear St. Michael saying, "Follow me. I submitted my will to God, and you must do the same." In God's perfect plan, this is the key to unlock the door of heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Obey him.
I think you did find it. Good idea. Humility over pride. Obey God, not yourself.
That's right.
But that's one tough sales pitch.
It is. But if we can sell it, just imagine people saying yes to God, admitting that he knows better than we do.
Imagine that. He knows better than we do.
As the spiritual battle rages around us, the very foundations of our society shake as mankind abandons the laws of God. We, the Knights of St. Michael, have chosen to fight. Our mission is to courageously follow him into battle as we face the evils of our age. We are the Knights of St. Michael. We stand united in the shadow of the mightiest warrior in the entire universe. So we ask you now to join in the fight. The great battle will not be fought with material arms, but with heaven's mighty weapons. And to that end, we enlist the young and the old alike, the sick and the blind, the helpless and the lonely. You are the soldiers that we need. Your prayers and sacrifices can turn the tide in our favor. You are God's chosen warriors, and with your spiritual assistance, we will win this, the greatest battle of all time.